What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Takedown Games. I'm your host, Zylo Takedown, and I have set up something a little different to show you the film for, True. Yeah, so we got the film for Grand Arena Championships here. Got it pulled up, trying to get a little better frame there at least. Alright. So what I did this go around was I decided to set up the film, pre-record it. I was gonna just upload it, but instead of just uploading it, we could play it live at least. So, just go ahead and push play. There you go. So, our opponent couldn't clear our Darth Revan. He didn't have Darth Revan with Malik, so I figured going forward we could just show what we had here, and we had plenty of teams left on offense too. I hope the audio's on. Yeah, audio's on. Okay. So I went with a 4-man triumvirate team against their triumvirate here. The opponent went really defensive heavy too, so he only could clear my 2 south walls, which kind of left him to set up that way, so that way he could have some battles. And then going forward here, the 4-man triumvirate team, you get the advantage on getting the cooldowns reduced, so it worked out pretty well. What's up, Rubber Duck Mafia? Nev. Yes. Got the little apprentice here, of course, too, as well. So, got the triumvirate team. Once we got through Sith Trooper, had a little bit of problems. Scion ended up getting annihilated, so they got their Annihilate off first. We lost our Thrawn, too, so started to get a little worried here, especially with Annihilate and Isolate coming around on Darth Nihilus there on our side, but we ended up annihilating their Nihilus, and at that point it was an easy win, so no problem there. This is on the main account too. I was figuring I was going to live stream the alt and the main during this next attack phase, since I don't have to work today, so that'll work out pretty good. Yeah. There's the little man here all over the place. So once we got down to Destrea and Nihilus, yeah, it was a little scary, but mirror match worked out pretty good, and didn't end up having to waste a second team on this one. Note, I said this one, we did have some slip-ups, but left some room for error on offense and tried some shorthanded teams to stretch, C-3PO and R2-D2 into my Rebel team. So that took place here. I used JTR without R2-D2 and just a resistance team with JTR and BB-8, and without R2 like sharing his stats and everything like that didn't really help so well. And then I thought with Finn tanking would have helped a little bit, but they ended up getting through Resistance Trooper really quickly there. So I tried to go through Kylo Ren first there, unmasked, and then he lost his locked health debuff, and it ended up just running over the team there. Pilot ended up taking 2 shots there on BB-8, taking BB-8 out. So yeah, it was pretty good. And then once that kind of rolled over, it was really funny because I had to back out and go back in, but then I went in with the Ewoks, and I was really nervous about the Ewoks against this team with Barris in it, because Barris is constantly healing the team too as well. Alright, Rubber Dog Mafia, thank you, brother. And then the Ewoks ended up working really well for me too, even with Barris in the team too, so it makes me a little more confident in my Ewoks going forward. Maybe gonna take Wicked up to gear 12 here sooner than I planned on doing. There's a lot of pieces, gear 13 implemented now. It's kind of like everything else is falling through the cracks. Been wanting to work on the Ewoks for a while, and they're a really fun team too, so worked out pretty well. Can I, no, it's my hat. So it took a couple minutes, of course, came down to like the last 40-50 seconds, but Ewoks ended up pulling out the win. went for their pilot first, so that way he didn't end up double tapping any of the Ewoks here and had to get stuck in like a revive loop. So once I got down to Kylo Ren masked, unmasked, and Barris, it felt a little more comfortable, but crew kept healing back up, so when I got through his taunt, I would work on Barris, so that worked out pretty well. What? You. Yeah, it took a few minutes again too. It's a really dicey fight, but at the same time, Ewoks, even with Barris and the team, worked out pretty well. Just ended up putting it on auto at the 2-minute marker, so that worked out just fine. Kind of back and forth in between the auto. What? Worked out pretty well though. Again, just took a lot of hits. Here we're coming down to like the last minute and a half, so Bear should go down here in a moment. Crew got that taunt back up. Got the taunt down. Barris down, and then crew goes down pretty easily after Barris is off the field there. That heal is just annoying. Man, the presentation on this, sorry about the presentation, it's not so clean, but yeah, we'll end up just uploading it if we end up recording any film going forward. I had some family events and stuff like that yesterday too, so went and hung out with some family and ended up just recording the battles instead of streaming yesterday, so apologies for not being able to stream like that for you guys too as well. So this next team, we went up against the Phoenix team. I figured Rex Wampa and then auto taunting L3 would help a lot there, so not only kept Rex alive, but L3 just kept healing right back up, so it worked out really well. She's countering a lot. Wampa can do his thing comfortably. Rex stays alive, so good way to keep all 3 pieces alive. Ended up getting 58 banners there too. We have the Karth team left over, and we still need to clear their north here, so I figured we'd go back up north. And then I believe it's a CLS mirror match here next that I do. This is I was contemplating on using another team there against Karth, but again wanted to save my top tier teams to see what's in their north back wall. So we went with a mirror match here again. We saved R2 and CLS. Ended up stunning R2, so came down to the wire right there. I used the AoE when I should have used the smoke screen and stealth the team. And then they kind of ended up getting our CLS down a little easier than I expected to. R2 went down about the same time too as well, so pretty interesting. But ended up getting down to just R2 and C3PO, and then going with a Wedge Biggs, Wedge Biggs, Chase, and Ezra combo, I believe it was, yeah. Yeah, we lost the battle there, unfortunately. Go back in, some junk rebels. And again, this battle, I wasn't really more worried about efficiency. I was just more worried about getting the full clear as opposed to being efficient. Testing some other things out these last 2 rounds here. It's a pretty interesting battle, and I left a lot left over on offense, so it was a really comfortable battle. Again, he didn't have Darth Malak, so it was kind of like, you know, his Jedi Knight Revan was his arena team. His Darth Revan wasn't even Gear 12 or anything like that. So his Sith Empire team wasn't up and running. I wasn't expecting too much there. Ended up being able to use some of my roster depth here, like Troopers, for example. All Gear 11 Troopers against his Gear 12 Bounty Hunter team. But my Troopers were faster. Had some good offensive mods, too, on my Troopers as well with the speed. And then their boss only had the one Zeta in the lead, so didn't have the double Zeta on his taunt, and pretty easy to get him down and keep him locked down even with the Troopers, so pretty easy win there. Oh, okay. Sorry. The apprentice tapped the screen. 58 banners. There we go. He ended up taking 2 battles against my Darth Revan team, and then couldn't even have anything left to battle with, unfortunately. Again, went pretty heavy on defense. Alright. So, here we ended up going against... Okay. It's JTR, or Jedi Knight Revan, against their Night Sisters with Nest there as the 5th. Isaiah, come on, bud. So, pretty easy win there. Isaiah, stop, please. And Grandmaster Yoda ended up one-shotting that. Man. And we use a 4-man Padme team against this Karth team. Pretty easy battle there. No. Yep, and then Nest for the win there, so. To do it. Alright, and then that's the end of it. So we ended up with 1,867 banners and getting the win there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and catch you guys on the next one. Peace.